Alrighty, guys, welcome back. It's your boy EQ, and up next we have some of the most important parts of the back and forth during UMG's motion to dismiss their lawsuit with Drake, plus a clip from attorney Mo Gangat predicting the motion to dismiss will be denied and UMG will settle. There was definitely some crazy statements made. It seems like Drake's attorneys didn't even bother to look at Drake's lyrics at all, which obviously the judge called out, and a competent judge is going to recognize the hypocrisy of this case. But cases like this are also definitely career defining, which does make it kind of probable that the case will go through. But if anyone knows of Drake's shady dealings, it's going to be UMG. But who knows if they're willing to have full disclosure of the business. People settle all the time, even when they're not guilty, to keep details like that secret. But UMG already said that Drake did the very same things he's accusing them of, and what they basically called his very petty beefs. And as far as Mo goes, I'm going to take the info with a grain of salt because he was totally wrong about the Tory case. And from what I've been hearing, he's more of like an ambulance chaser. He does more injury litigation, and specialties exist for a reason. I mean, you wouldn't have your real estate attorney handle your divorce. It's probably going to be a very, very rough proceeding. And guys, even the cult of the Ovioites are a little worried, with many of them saying if Mo is saying this, expect the exact opposite. So enough dilly-dallying, let's jump right into the video, where we have some of the most important parts of the back and forth during UMG's motion to dismiss their lawsuit with Drake, plus, like I said, a clip from attorney Mo Gangat, which we'll be starting with first, predicting the motion to dismiss will be denied and UMG will settle. Alrighty, guys, so here we have the official stomping grounds of the cult of the Ovioites. This is probably the most delusional subreddit I have ever seen. This looks like an AI video.
Drake versus Universal Music Group. Judge Vargas just completed her hearing on the motion to dismiss. Let me tell you what I think she's going to do with this case. As you know, Drake sued Universal Music claiming defamation in the publication of the song Not Like Us, making him and calling him a pedophile when in fact he never was. Universal Music Group moved to dismiss those claims. They say, Judge, you can't actually bring a lawsuit like this. Why? Because the statement certified lover boy, certified pedophile, first off, how do you certify a lover boy in the same way you certify a pedophile? Hyperbole, trash talk.
Hyperbolic statements have been a thing since hip hop started. Competition has always been a part of hip hop. But once this case truly unfolds and these lyrics are brought to center stage, the judge is definitely going to see that this was just two willing participants and not some one-sided defamation conspiracy.
Just nonsense being said in rap songs. That's not something you can sue for. You have to dismiss this case. What do I think the judge is going to do? Universal's big argument is that look at the context of what happened here. In the tailor-made freestyle, Drake was out there saying, yeah, go ahead, talk about how I like young girls. That's going to be a win for me. That's an actual quote from the tailor-made freestyle. And now Kendrick comes back. He accepts his invitation to talk about the young. So what's the problem? This is the trash talk.
And also, it was Drake who started the mudslinging.
Back and forth that we all expect to happen in this rap battle. Drake's lawyers made a great argument, which is, wait a second. Not Like Us was not part of the rap battle. Yeah, it was a song in the rap battle, but it eclipsed the rap battle and
no, it was just the shining moment. It was the nuke of the rap battle. It was definitely part of the rap battle. It's a diss, the most successful diss song of all time, and it was a #1 hit, but still part of the rap battle.
Became its own thing, a cultural phenomenon, a song like no other song in the history of music, quite frankly.
So now you can get sued for the culture agreeing with you and loving and relating to your record.
It got to 300 million streams in 35 days. Nothing else has ever done that. Today it sits at 9 billion streams. The way Universal took this song and pushed it out, they made it into something else. The judge's decision is basically, what would a reasonable listener listening to this song decide? Arguably, the judge could find that a reasonable listener, I don't know who the reasonable listener is. It's too early in the case. I need more evidence. I need more discovery. I need to actually...
Like I said, this is a career-defining case, so I definitely expect this case to go on, even if the judge already feels like this case is frivolous.
See what people have been saying about this song, what people can testify about how they heard it, so on and so forth. Long story short, I think what's going to happen in this case, the motion to dismiss will get denied. It's way too early to try to dismiss this case. Either way, this case will get appealed to the Second Circuit, and so you're going to have this case going on and on for quite a long time. I think this case needs to settle because the way these lawyers, and the lawyers were both phenomenal.
This is exactly how an injury attorney will respond, though.
On both sides. The way these lawyers were going, all the issues that the judge brings up, this looks like a case that could last with appeals for years and years and years, going all the way to the Supreme Court. Drake could get a huge bag. Universal could win, which would be terrible because the conversation around this lawsuit will continue on, making Drake seem like a crybaby.
It's not making it seem like he's a crybaby. He has been a crybaby. Drake has literally been probably the biggest sore loser in hip hop. Even Ja Rule didn't act this way. Meek Mill didn't act this way, and he could argue that Drake did the same thing to him. So it's not this lawsuit painting Drake to look like a crybaby. It's the plethora of actions that does.
This case.
Yeah, man. Let's look at some of these comments because, like I said, this is literally the stomping grounds of the Ovihoites. If there's any type of dissension, it usually gets stomped out by this ragtag group of delusional buffoons. This the dude who got the Tory case completely wrong, LOL. He's a damn traffic lawyer. Exactly. Of course he's going to say settle. That's tough. That's all he's known for now. That and getting the Tory case wrong. He usually is wrong from what I see, LOL, so this makes me nervous. Well, damn, LOL. Yeah, that's the sentiment that most would probably be having if that's the guy that you're taking advice from. This guy's insane, and he usually gets his ish wrong. Weird that he's now changing his tune about the case. Now, I want to say he kind of flipped a little bit ago, but yeah, he was so adamant that this case was frivolous. But the thing is, it's the internet, and you're going to get a lot more engagement if some rage comes along with it. He said he changed his tune because he realized the damage Drake face was real, and he saw it with his own eyes. I'll spare you the details, but he flipped a while ago. How would he have stared at it with his own eyes if he's not part of the case? Yeah, he is going down to the courthouse, and he's hearing these things there, but this isn't stuff that all of us haven't heard already many a times. Nice, can't be mad at that. You can if you want, because anyone without an objective bias could tell that damage was done, LOL. And damage has been done in literally every beef. That's a part of beef. Someone loses. Now, whether you handle it with grace or not, that falls on you. But I can argue that Drake has done more damage to his own stock than anyone else has. He was talking mad ish about Drake a few months ago because of this lawsuit. Exactly. He said this case wasn't going anywhere originally. It's the same lawyer that fooled me into thinking that Tory was going to get acquitted. This guy is a clown. Big bozo. Love the theater. 9 billion? What the F? Yeah, I don't think he's getting no 9 billion. This ish looks and sounds like an AI. Yeah, exactly. I kind of think it's the hair that gives it off. Just so corny. Corn is nutritious. Yeah, and corn barely gets digested. Just like that information. Now we don't want this dude on our side. He's the lawyer version of the Drake curse. Everything he says is wrong. And it's funny that an Ovihoite themselves is the one claiming there's a Drake curse. You could have said the 2K curse or the Madden curse, and that would have worked as well. This dude a clown. I don't know if he's the one to be listening to get hopes up. Yeah, guys. So, like I said in the intro, this guy has the reputation for being an ambulance chaser. He's an injury attorney. Doesn't mean he doesn't understand law, but this is definitely not his specialty. So I definitely wouldn't trust his expertise when it comes to like giving his suggestion on a case like this. He's obviously become a celebrity attorney with him following these cases around, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he knows what he's talking about. But just looking at these reactions, obviously they do not have a lot of faith in what that guy is saying. And if this case is going to drag on forever, it's going to literally be a battle of who has the most money. And we all know who's going to win there, the big machine. Let's jump over to the X. Again, like I said, we have some of the statements, some of the more important statements from the back and forth. This outlet has been covering the case. Over here we have Judge Vargas. You seem to say a diss track can never be defamatory, but New York law says the form is not dispositive. UMG lawyer went on to say, look at the shock jock cases, where the judge replied not the same thing. Perhaps the court needs more info and cannot dismiss. Again, that doesn't necessarily lean in the direction that the judge is leaning in any particular way. The next one we have the UMG lawyer going on to say Drake opened the door in the third person. And that Kendrick Lamar said, heard you like him young, there is no surprise. This person definitely has to get at least spell check before getting these tweets out. We have another one where the judge says Mr. Lamar suggests there are other secrets that he has yet to reveal. It's ambiguous. The UMG lawyer said these are questions of law. The court can dismiss. The judge replied, what are certified pedophile? UMG lawyer said it's a play on certified lover boy. Here we have the judge saying, but would the ordinary listener know the name of Drake's album, Certified Lover Boy? Which I would most certainly say that if you're following this, you definitely know the album title. The UMG lawyer replied, the context is all rumors about Drake and young females. And that's something that UMG has stated since this lawsuit was filed. The fact that these aren't things that Kendrick Lamar made up. These are things that have been in the public sphere for a very long time. It's not like there isn't plenty of examples where Drake is having what people deem to be inappropriate relationships. Here we have Drake's attorney Gottlieb saying they want your honor to weigh 17 articles, but the time to weigh evidence is not at this stage. And I'm pretty sure that's a bunch of lyrics of Drake doing the very same thing he's claiming Kendrick to be doing. The judge then replied, I can take judicial notice. The lyrics are what they are, which makes this case so hypocritical. Gottlieb also said UMG made this song more culturally ubiquitous than any other. 9 billion streams played at a bar mitzvah, where the judge replied, an interesting bar mitzvah that would play this song. I can't ride with her there because at the end of the day, that was a smash hit. It's going to be played everywhere. It was the theme song to like every sporting event. You had orchestras, renditions, and choir doing their own versions as well. But guys, you could see the impact the record had in real time, in real life. And you can't say UMG was just promoting that record. They're in the business of making money. And if you're thinking that those Drake songs didn't have their approval before coming out and that they weren't interested in making money from those records, you would be completely wrong. The culture obviously decided who they wanted to hear from, and it's basically supply and demand. All right, here we have another interesting back and forth where Judge Vargas said, then there's the use of the AI voice of Tupac, where Drake's attorney said, I'm not convinced of the relevance. The judge replies, shouldn't I view the entire rap battle? I don't want to insult the attorney's intelligence, but that's definitely deflection. Over here we have Judge Vargas saying Kendrick Lamar didn't know he'd perform at the Super Bowl. No one knew. That was obviously decided by a whole other committee. To which Drake's lawyer said UMG republished the material with knowledge when it launched the Super Bowl campaign. There were 3 attacks on his home. And these guys are just trying to make anything that has happened to Drake over the past year be the fault of Kendrick Lamar. Those attacks, the guy has already built up a bunch of enemies of his own. He didn't need Kendrick Lamar to do anything. And those attacks also coincidentally happened around the same time that The Weeknd was going through a similar thing. I highly doubt Kendrick Lamar or anyone affiliated with TDE or PG Lang were sending anyone to Toronto to do anything other than put on that amazing show in Toronto where like 130,000 people over the course of a few days were singing every song word for word. Here we have another funny one. The attorney said the cover art is Drake's home with ex-offender location tags, to which the judge said, didn't Drake say Kendrick Lamar is not the biological father of his child? Yeah, and this judge definitely listens to Kendrick Lamar on the way to the courthouse. Drake's attorney responded the court doesn't have enough info on that. And the attorney seems to not want the court to have any of that info because they totally shut that down. Oh, this is one that really caught my attention. Drake's attorney said 10% of streams are fake. A popular podcaster, we all know who that is, DJ Academics, alleged the use of bots is also a stream farmer. And guys, that stream farmer was debunked like 5 minutes into the stream. There was whitelisting misdirected search results in Payola, and those misdirected search results were also debunked, and the Payola was also debunked. In the settlement that Drake had with Spotify, no money was exchanged. They actually made a point to let everyone know that no Payola had occurred over that record. What is the damage in bot streaming? Every other artist on the platform is injured. And if that's the case, guys, everyone is guilty because everyone is botting right now. All right, UMG's lawyer in the record are articles mentioning his going to girls basketball, a relationship at 31 with a 13-year-old MBB, which is the initials to Millie Bobby Brown of Stranger Things, who, if you guys don't remember, had weird text exchanges with Drake. Drake was smart. He used I heard and might be. Guy's a buffoon because Kendrick Lamar did the same thing. Neither did Drake. He had zero info. Yeah, Drake was so off during this battle that he himself had to go out and say that he was feeding them the wrong information. Wait, so Drake's lawyer don't even know Drake lyrics? They only know Kendrick lyrics? Yeah, man, just like DJ Academics, I'm pretty sure their #1 song on Spotify last year was also not like us. There's no way an actual judge sat for this. The world is too jobless. At the end of the day, like I said, these type of cases are career defining, and we live in a world now where even the shooters and the politicians want to be celebrities. Here we have another Ovihoite. This one says UMG must have paid this judge off. Everything but take accountability, but they learn from the best, huh? Or the worst, however you see it. But yeah, guys, obviously this is just a start. I wouldn't take anything that attorney said at face value. He's already been proven wrong multiple times. And when even the biggest of Drake supporters don't have any confidence in the guy, that really says all we need to know. While I do agree that they're not going to just dismiss it right now, they are going to want to look at more evidence, even though Drake's attorneys seem to not want to give them any of that information right now, saying this isn't the time nor the place, because that would definitely make a very, very big case to dismiss all of this. The judge obviously already knows details from this case. More than likely, they have heard these records themselves multiple times. And who knows, maybe they're fans of the genre themselves. And any fan would understand that these are just elements of a rap battle. If you're going to say Kendrick Lamar did these things, then you have to say that Drake did these things as well. And that just torpedoes the whole case. But definitely let me know what you guys think. What was the statement that stuck out to you guys the most? To me, it's probably got to be Drake's attorney just trying to deflect everything, but definitely let me know what you guys think. Also, let me know your thoughts on what the attorney said. Do you guys think it's going to be dismissed? And what do you guys think will be the outcome of this case? I honestly think it's still UMG's to lose at this point. UMG has a strong case because they have, like I said, all the knowledge on all the things that Drake has done over the course of his career. So definitely let me know what you guys think. Definitely hit the like and subscribe button, guys. It does the channel wonders. I really want to thank you guys so much for continuing to make this channel a part of your day. It honestly means the world to me, and all the love and support that you guys continue to show this channel on a daily is overwhelming and probably the biggest reason why I make these videos. So I really want to let you guys know how grateful I am for all of it. A very, very big thank you to all those that have been joining YouTube memberships. The small way to support the channel will definitely goes a very long way. And I definitely want to give a super big thank you to all those that have been sending super thanks. Because again, it goes so far in supporting the channel. So I'm definitely looking forward to your guys' opinion on all this and where you guys stand. But I'm pretty sure I know where you guys are going to lean towards. Hope you guys love this video, and I hope to see you guys soon. What a hypocritical case, fam. I can't wait till all the lyrics of the rap beef are on the table.